Hello, fellow quirky people. Miss Marvel just launched its second episode, and it raised all sorts of questions in our minds. First, Marvel changed her powers. She didn't get those trademark and beginning abilities, but she is able to make energy constructs of anything she imagines. Till now, we've just seen her creating energy platforms in the air along with stretchy hands and giant fists.
So I guess super strength is not a part of the equation.
Yeah, well, maybe I should have tried harder in gym.
So in a way, she didn't just get those embiggening powers, but she got so much more. She can also use her hardened energy constructs as projectiles, or as shields. She basically became the Green Lantern of the MCU. Now it would be amazing if she gets more control over these abilities. Just imagine if she starts to create guns that fire cosmic energy bullets. Or maybe create a full-body suit that would basically give her the strength and durability of a super soldier. That would be the peak of her abilities. Originally, from the trailers, we thought that all these powers are coming from the bangle that Kamala got from her nanny. So, it was presumed that this bangle has been inspired from Kree negabands. But this bangle is what gave Kamala her powers, as she isn't an Inhuman like she is in the comics. But the second episode of Miss Marvel dropped some truth bombs. Bruno told us that Kamala's powers are coming from within her. The bracelet is just unlocking what's already there.
So it looks like your power isn't coming from the bangle. It's coming from within you. Like the bangle unlocked the superhuman part of you.
So it is almost like unlocking the X gene in the mutants. So, is Kamala Khan a mutant in the MCU? After all, we are supposed to get the X-Men very soon with the likes of Deadpool coming into the mix. So, it would be a bold revelation if Kamala is turned into a mutant. But since she is supposed to set up the Marvels, it would be totally bogus to think that she'd be a mutant. Instead, she should have a cosmic connection like Captain Marvel does. When asked about her origin, Kevin Feige said, and I quote, "Miss Marvel taps into the future of her story as it connects to her other friends that she will meet in the upcoming film, The Marvels. She's interested in knowing, great, does that mean I'm an Asgardian? Did I get hit with gamma rays? No, it's seemingly none of those things. It goes to her own past and her heritage and lineage," unquote. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. told us that many Asgardians actually settled on Earth in secret, and their future generations are still living on Earth without knowing their true heritage. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has never been accepted as canon to MCU's Earth 616, so its revelations may not be as relevant. Hence, Kamala shouldn't be an Asgardian, and even Kevin Feige has confirmed that. He says that she's something different, and her truth lies in her lineage. Kamala found out that her great-grandmother Aisha mysteriously disappeared during the partition of India and Pakistan back in 1947.
And
That
it's
bangle belonged to my mother, Aisha.
the one who disappeared during partition, my great-grandmother, Aisha.
And her grandma Sana was guided to her father on the train by a trail of stars. So maybe Aisha somehow had cosmic energy powers that looked like glowing stars. And guess who has those powers in her bloodline now? Obviously, it's none other than Kamala herself. Captain Marvel showed us that the Kree were present on Earth back in the 80s. Mar-Vell was living on Earth under the guise of Dr. Wendy Lawson for years. So maybe Aisha could be an enhanced Kree who was present on Earth back in the 40s. And Kamala also has those Kree genes in her body, which have now been unlocked by MCU's version of the Kree negabands. That's how she could connect to the narrative of the Marvels. But I've got an even better idea in mind. Instead of Aisha and Kamala being Kree, or perhaps Kree-human hybrids, they could be Inhumans after all. Now hear me out. Since Kamala's powers did not get unlocked with the Terrigen Mist in the MCU, people thought that her whole origin story has been changed. And maybe she is not an Inhuman in the MCU. But then, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness introduced us to the Inhuman King, Black Bolt on Earth 838. It is possible that Inhumans don't exist on Earth 616, and Kamala is something different. But if Marvel had to stay away from them, then why did they give us Black Bolt in the first place? Why make things so confusing? They could have easily replaced him with someone like Daniel Craig's Balder the Brave, and the matter of the Inhumans would never have been brought up on Earth 616. And since Blackagar Baltagon does exist on Earth 838, maybe he also exists on 616. All the Inhumans could be hiding on Earth's moon, just like they were in ABC's flop Inhuman series, which also starred Anson Mount. And some people with latent Inhuman genes like Aisha and Kamala Khan could have been left on Earth. The reason I am bringing up Inhumans is because guess who created them in the comics? They are a race of altered human beings who were experimented upon by the Kree. They manipulated the genetic code of humans and created the potential for them to acquire superhuman abilities through a process called teragenesis. So maybe they did the same on Earth 616 in the MCU, and Aisha was one of their test subjects. On Earth 838, Black Bolt was a keeper of the Terrigen Mist. But maybe on Earth 616, there could be other ways to unlock a person's inhuman powers. And one of those is through Kamala's bangle, which originally belonged to Aisha. Through this theory, we get a connection between Kamala and the Kree. And we also get a setup for the Inhumans. Black Bolt and others could be called back on Earth through Kamala. Funko Pop leaks have confirmed that Aisha will appear in the show. So maybe she could confirm this theory of ours. But the only question that I have in mind is, if Kamala is still supposed to be an Inhuman, then why did Marvel shy away from using the Terrigen Mist in the story? Was it just to give Kamala a connection to Captain Marvel? I guess we'll see about that too. What do you think about this theory? Is Kamala a mutant, or a Kree, or an Inhuman? Let us know in the comments and hit the like and the subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to check out some more fun content on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!